Hello, my name is Thomas and today I've got this for you, the TT Artisan 35mm f1.8 autofocus lens for APS-C mirrorless cameras. I'm gonna shoot it on my Fuji X-E4. This lens is of course available for other major APS-C mirrorless mounts just as well. Let's have a go now. This lens was provided to me by Vitopal. That is a one-stop photography equipment store. That's how they describe themselves. And they are also an authorized TT Artisan dealer. So pay a visit to the store. I put the link in the description below, and many thanks for your support. This is the second TT Artisan autofocus lens for APS-C mirrorless cameras. The first one was the 27 f2.8 that I reviewed here. This one is an f1.8, so it's much more fast, provides more shallow depth of field, that sort of stuff. And it's a 35mm standard focal length, or if you're coming from an iPhone, it will be like the 2 times the portrait lens actually. Note it does not have an aperture ring, where the 27mm had one. I don't know why they omitted that. Apart from that, it looks very, very professionally made. Comes with this beautiful sunshade that I think is very effective, with this rectangular opening that you can leave on the lens all the time because it's pretty small. You have a wide manual focus ring, focused by wire, of course. As I said, no aperture ring. It's not weather sealed or anything. Comes with all the electric contacts. But it looks very well made, and most of these outer parts are made from metal. I'm not sure about the internals. Hey, this is a $149 lens, and for that it really looks very, very well made. Time for the brick wall sharpness and distortion test. And as you will see, it's a pretty sharp lens. Even f1.8 is already plenty sharp in my opinion. And then when you close down to like 2.8 or 4, you're already in the category for real good landscape shots. So a very good performance actually, especially given the price of this lens. And about the distortion, as you see, it's also not very big. Maybe +4, and Lightroom will cure it if at all. I put the real number here in the video once I have processed the shots for you. Oh, by the way, I tried this lens also. Let's do it again. Let's remove the electric contacts and see if the distortion gets any worse. You know, these autofocus lenses often have an in-camera automatic distortion correction. But as you will see with this lens, even without the automatic correction, there is not a lot of distortion. checking for chromatic aberrations, and again I have to say the performance is pretty good for what it is. At f1.8 even, everything that's in focus almost doesn't have any color fringing, which is very good. But you will see color fringing in the bokeh, yes. Then you have to stop down if that annoys you. But I mean, compare it to the Viltrox 1.4 33mm lens, and then you will see what I mean with that. This is actually a pretty good performance.
Quack, quack, quack.
Me and continuous autofocus, but it seems to work well for what I can say. I'm not really the autofocus expert, but overall autofocus performance is pretty solid. And I will give you another example. Okay, now single point, close, far. Now it's close here on the leaf. Now it's there. It's here, it's there. Far, close, far. Maybe it's not the fastest, but it seems to work pretty well for what I can say. And keep in mind, this is the Fuji X-C4, it's not the most modern Fuji body out there. Now comes the one big drawback of this lens, and that's the close focusing distance, 60 centimeters. We're talking something that's almost like Leica M. And yeah, I mean, this is a small leaf. It's not the most beautiful detail, but I'll show you what I mean. So I don't think I'm so far away. No focus. Yes focus. Well, now it's really in focus. Now you have to check. It gives you a confirmation, but you never really know. No, it's not in focus. So when you approach the close focus limit, you also run the risk that the camera will confirm focus and it doesn't do it. So now it says no autofocus. Still no autofocus. Now it says it's good. But I would go even a little bit, then a few centimeters back to make sure that you're really in focus. And this is the sensor plane. This is 60 centimeters. It's just too much. It should be like 30 or 40 centimeters really. This lens has a 9-bladed aperture that makes for smooth bokeh balls if you stop down a little bit, and it makes for 18-pointed sun stars. I personally prefer the 10-pointed ones or the 14-pointed ones of manual focus TT Artisan lenses over these, but actually it's a matter of taste. Just have a look at my night shots if you like the sun stars or not. They look decent. Again, personally I would have preferred the 10-pointed ones. Time for the verdict. As you might have felt already in this video, this lens is not made for me, but that doesn't matter. This video is about you. Is it a good buy for you? If you're looking for an inexpensive, good autofocus lens with a decent open aperture f1.8, 35mm, it might be your first single focal length, your first prime lens overall. So, and $149 or about 170 euros is the MSRP of this thing. And then I think it's actually a pretty good buy. I love the mechanical construction. It comes with a metal mount. It feels well made. It feels nice in your hand. The focus ring, the focus by wire has a nice feel to it. The optical performance is very good. It's really sharp in my opinion. Even at open aperture, already sharp. It has one real disadvantage, and that is the close focusing distance of 0.6 meters. I just think it's way too long, especially when you come from smartphones. People are used to go close for details, and it's just not possible with this lens. That's the big disadvantage. What other lenses could you buy instead? Like maybe the Fuji XC35 f2, but that lens in optical performance, in my opinion, is not as good. It relies very heavily on a distortion correction, which I think is a no-go for a 35mm lens. Come on, those things shouldn't distort like crazy and then you have to digitally correct it. This one doesn't need that. So I think in optics I would rather prefer this one. Also, it's got the metal mount, as I said before. But the close focus of the Fujinon is better, so you have to weigh what's important for you. And one other thing, be a little bit careful with counterlight or stray light things. I had some issues on 1 or 2 shots despite using this sunshade, so always put on the shade and you will be fine for the vast majority of shots. But those are the real disadvantages. The third one is it doesn't have an aperture ring. But that maybe only matters for Fuji users anyway, especially with an XE4. So there you have it. Overall, highly recommended. A very good introduction to autofocus lenses. Plenty sharp in my opinion. A very good performance actually, especially given the price of this lens. That's it for today. I hope you found this interesting, maybe even useful. If you've got any questions or comments, use the comment section below. I love to read all your comments, you know that. And also don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And if f1.8 is not enough for you, you want some more speed but not spend more money, then have a look at that video next where I show you the manual focus TT Artisan 35mm lenses. So live long and prosper, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.